Hi, welcome to Halifax Real Estate. This is the channel where we talk about everything and anything to do with real estate. I'm your hostess, Brenda K, and Mr. Blair MacKinnon is here.
Happy to be back, Brenda.
Right.
Thank you.
We're going to talk title insurance. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We're back. And Blair, thank you so much again. The thing I wanted to talk about today was title insurance.
Yes.
Yes. So, question is, location certificate, of course, is what shows that your home is within the boundaries of your property. And not all homes have a location certificate, especially if they're older homes, right?
Yeah, especially fewer and fewer today, Brenda, because a number of years ago, as you know, pretty well every transaction we would get a new location certificate. And that is a surveyor going out to the property to actually physically locate where the property, where the house is on the property, the driveway openings and so on. And we always used to get one because any old certificates were certifying to previous owners and not to our clients. So we always recommended and advocated that a buyer would get a new location certificate. So pretty well everybody had a location certificate.
And that would be if they want a new one. I always say to my buyers, like, you can pay to have a new one. We can't force the sellers to, unless of course we make it a condition of the contract.
As you know, the sellers are saying, we'll provide one if it's available,
Right.
but we're not giving you any guarantees on that certificate.
Right.
So the fact that there are no guarantees and you don't have what we call privity of contract with the surveyor, you couldn't take action against the surveyor if there's a mistake.
Okay.
Or if something's changed since the last survey was done.
So I didn't realize that. Okay. So if I buy a house and I have the location certificate in Mr. John Smith's name, and then we find out down the road that that's not accurate, I can't go after ABC company to.
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, you can't, because they haven't certified to your client.
Right.
You'll see in that certificate, they have certified to John Smith
Okay.
and not to you. So we always recommended that they have a new one done. And,
Yeah. Many years ago, when we sold one of ours, and of course you were our lawyer, we actually had to get one done because we didn't have one, and there was no such thing as title insurance then. So of course the buyers wanted one. We didn't. That house we didn't build. We bought it and finished it. So how does title insurance now? What is it, and how does that protect people? And
title insurance came in a number of years ago. It's a creation of the United States. A lot of jurisdictions in the U.S. have problems with title, and because they don't have a registry system much the same as we do, and the only way they could transfer property was to insure the title, and that's made its way into Canada. When it first came to Canada, I was not a big fan of title insurance. I still felt I'd like to have a location certificate.
yeah.
But when you see what it costs and what it can do for your client, really we have an obligation to advise them that that's available. So what the insurance company is doing is it's saying to you, Brenda, if you buy the house and your house is encroaching on the neighbor's property, we're going to protect you for any damages that arise as a result of that encroachment. And it also insures us now against identity theft and title fraud. I used to think, really, that's not a big deal. Well, it's a big deal.
It's huge
It's huge now because everything is all electronic online.
I never thought about that with title insurance. I always just thought liens, encroachments, garages, driveways.
No.
So it covers fraud.
It covers fraud, and you know, it's billions and billions of dollars in this country.
Yeah.
Not so much here, but regardless, it still is a problem. So if somebody if you buy a property, and somebody hacks into the registry, changes the name from your name to their name and finance the property.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine that.
I mean, it's an absolute nightmare. Then it becomes a contest between the registry system. So the insurance company is there to protect you against title fraud.
Yeah.
And identity theft, and that is becoming a big problem in this country. Also, we don't have to get a tax certificate, so in HRM it saves the client $85. And in terms of cost, if it's over $200,000, the title insurance will not exceed $250. In fact, it's been a bit less now because there's a bit of a contest between some companies and what prices they charge. So you pay, say, $250 if it's over $200,000, and $200 if it's under $200,000.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all, and that's a one-time fee. So that's if you own the house for 30 years, that insurance covers you for 30 years.
Wow.
So it really be crazy not to get it. That really is the reality now. So There are some cases though where I still recommend that we do both title insurance and a location certificate.
I was just gonna say that, because even if I have a location certificate, I know, everything's good that way, but now, actually, this whole, like you said, identity, mortgage fraud or identity theft or,
Yes.
that is really, really scary
Yeah, it is.
in today's world.
Yes, so I would, if I feel that there's a need to have both a location certificate, I would also recommend that we do title insurance as well.
Yeah,
The times when I think we need a location certificate, and you're familiar with flag lots.
yes,
And as you know, flag lots, we have this long meandering driveway,
yeah,
and that's maybe 25 feet wide. And the driveway actually goes over 2 or 3 other properties
to get to it, yeah,
to get to it. And if you don't have an easement over those properties, then you have a problem. You have to put a driveway on your own
Yeah.
right of way.
yeah. Sometimes that's impossible because you don't have enough road frontage.
That's
So
right.
you really, oh, wow, yeah, flag lots.
So, so with flag lots, I'd like to see a location certificate done.
Yeah. Mhm.
Or if it's an area where it's really close and we're concerned about it, we will recommend to the
Mhm.
client that they have a location certificate
Yeah.
done as well.
Yeah.
The downside of not getting a location certificate is that if you think, Brenda, that you're buying this property and that you own to wherever,
Mhm.
and it turns out when you get a location certificate, you don't own that back portion, and you only own 10 feet beyond your back door
Yeah.
rather than 50 feet, that's going to influence you whether or not you're actually going to buy the property.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely, yeah.
So if you're not getting what you think you're getting, then, and that's something that the title insurance will not compensate you for, because they'll only compensate you if there's an encroachment issue. So
Oh.
if you're concerned about what you're getting, I still like to have a surveyor go out and have a look at it.
Yeah, so, okay, so if if I think it's 10 acres and we find out, even if I have title insurance, I find out after I moved in, it's 6 acres. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's something, just, okay, that's a
Yeah.
good,
Now, we will know that usually from the subdivision plan or the property, but
Yeah.
if it's an old description, it's not always
Yeah.
that safe.
I had a client not too long ago where the cut sheet said that it was 10 acres, and then as soon as we sent it to your office, it turned out like it was 20 acres, bonus.
Yes, yeah, and it was, yes.
Yeah, and I don't even think the seller was a younger family member, I don't even think they realized, the listing agent didn't know. Yeah, so they got double the amount of land
They did,
for
yes.
what they thought. So if somebody really wants it, if it's really questionable, we as agents, we can always put it as a condition of the contract to say that the seller will provide one in the buyer's name.
Yes, but that can be difficult, Brenda, because you know the standard clause is the seller will provide it.
If available.
If available, and if they do provide it, they make no representations to the
Yeah.
accuracy of it.
Yeah.
And I find that as you know, if we're used to that standard clause, and then you get one that's a bit different, then you have a problem with your seller, because the seller will say, well, why should I have to do that?
Mhm.
And then we get into the lawyer review clause, and should we change that clause
Right,
that they don't
Yeah.
have to provide it? So
yeah,
my own preference is, if you have one, you provide it. If you don't have one, then the buyer.
yeah. I have recommended that to
Yes,
buyers
yeah.
at the time, if there's any uncertainty that, and now that you bring up a flag lot, you know, like you said,
I would always recommend.
that's a big one when you're crossing over. The other thing that the location certificate that we can, that shows that we can share with the viewers here is that if, and this actually saved the client, that we chose not to buy the property because of it. So we asked for the location certificate, he wanted to build a garage. There was an old drainage easement from 20-some years ago.
Yes, I remember.
So, yes, okay, yeah, and you guys called the city and everything got cleared up on it. But again, if we had not had the location certificate, we went to the city and they said, nope, can't have a permit because of this. Could title insurance help us at all there?
No.
It can't,
No,
okay,
no, title insurance will not help us with that,
okay,
because we're aware of that. And that's a good point, Brenda.
okay,
If we're aware that there is an encroachment, then we have an obligation to disclose that to the insurance company.
oh,
To the-
okay,
To the
all
title
right,
insurance company, yeah. I should
Alright.
have mentioned as well, Brenda, that the location certificate, it will cover potability as well. So if you buy a property and you don't want to bother getting a water test, it will cover you for potability. If you know the water's no good, they won't cover you,
Mhm.
but otherwise they will. I'm not a big fan of that, because as
Yeah.
you know, if you're a young couple moving into a house, I want
Yeah.
to know the arsenic, uranium, and coliform level of
Yeah.
the property. So
yeah,
even though title insurance would cover it, I always recommend that they
Yeah.
have the water test.
Yeah. I actually do one that includes more, even though iron and magnesium and things are considered aesthetic, lead and stuff, they get up to a certain point, they may not be, you just wanna know what's in your water, so, and I didn't know that for potability,
For potability,
that's a
yes.
new one, yeah.
Yeah.
lesson
We
learned.
We do it sometimes if they're really jammed for time and can't get it,
Mhm.
we will try to ensure the
Yeah.
water, yes.
Yeah, oh, I didn't know that, well, I'm gonna make a note of that. Well, thank you so much, I always
Good
learn
to
when
be
you
here.
come, I always learn something new. So will you come back next month?
Happy to be here, yes.
All right, so I got a glare on my glasses today, people, so don't go away. We're gonna be right, nope, that's the wrong thing. It's okay, John, cut that out. Okay, I'll back up. So Blair, you'll come back and join us again?
Yes, for sure.
All
yes,
right, thank you
yes.
so much. And thank you so much for watching Halifax Real Estate on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. We talk about everything and anything to do with real estate. And my guest today, thank you, is Mr. Blair MacKinnon of Heritage House Law. And if you want a lawyer that does real estate, this is the man you want in your corner.
Thank you. Brenda.
Cheers. No, I mean it.